Hello guys, my name is Mordred, and today we'll do a video which is about hand trap tier list for the upcoming DC Cup, which is in a few days. Stage 2 is upcoming, and we are currently in a meta where hand traps are very strong, and I think if your deck can run like many hand traps, I think you're gonna do very well, especially with Matmech in format, Dragolink in format, and stuff like that. So I think that hand traps will be crucial for determining your success. Obviously, as I'm gonna show you now, on this tier list, we don't have Maxi, but Maxi is obviously S tier, because like Maxi is just Maxi. I'm gonna start like immediately to talk about like Ash Blossom. Ash Blossom is like has that weird status of like hand trap that is always good and hand trap that you will always be able to play like no matter what happens. But in previous like it's not even previous format, but in tier format this card was like very bad because neither Sprite or tier lemons wouldn't lose to one Ash. But hand trap now is still pretty good. You know, you can like Ash branded fusion and stuff still. It's still pretty strong for that reason, and it's obviously just in general very good hand trap. I think like Ash Blossom in this format is obviously an S tier. Obviously like significantly weaker than Maxi, but it's very good, and also like comparing to other hand traps, like it's very good. So yeah, not much to talk about Ash, honestly, because Ash is just Ash, and like hand trap will always be good. Next is Nibiru. Nibiru is very situational hand trap, and it's not main decked in like every format. But I think running Nibiru at 1 in this format is pretty good. You can run multiples, but I think that running one of Nibiru paired with your Maxi is gonna be like very good. Especially like because Dragolink falls to it. Even Matmech will sometimes have hard time to play through it. Depends on like depends on what they open. It's bad against Labyrinth, but Labyrinth, I think it's not gonna be like that much represented because deck kinda struggles to go second. And also I think it doesn't have very good Dragon Link matchup unless you like hard opened very good floodgates, because Deep Barrier doesn't work, Eradicator is not that like good. But speaking of Nibiru alone, I think Nibiru is like solid tier A, especially because like Kashtira Copium is like uprising again, and like people are again on Kashtira, even though it's in my opinion not very good deck. But I think like Nibiru counters Dealing, Nibiru counters Kashtira, Nibiru can counter some Matmech hands, but like it's not the best hand trap in the format, obviously, but it's up there. It's up there for sure. Now next, I want to talk about like Ghost Bell. So Ghost Bell is like Ash's little sister. It's not good. Like it has very specific uses. It can counter Big Welcome Labyrinth, and obviously it's good against Lab. It's good against like Cold Buys, Bestials. But in this particular format, I don't think it's very good, because I don't think like stopping one single special summon from graveyard or like stopping a Bestial is even good, you know. That's what you wanna say. I think you would much rather play Diddy Crow, because it has like much more uses. You can banish whenever you want, whatever you want. You don't have to wait for them to activate something for you to respond with Ghost Bell. But it's pretty good against Matmech, but so is like Diddy Crow, as I said. Oops. So is Diddy Crow, as I said. I think I'm gonna put Ghost Bell down here. Right now, it's not the worst, but it's obviously not the best. Like, decks do not lose to one Ghost Bell anymore. Ash can stop some pretty powerful spells and effects, but Ghost Bell, not so much. It can also do that, but in like in worse way. Like if you have a lot of space for hand traps, you're gonna like for sure play Ashes and Diddy Crows instead if your deck can afford it. Same things goes for Ghost Ogre here. Ghost Ogre is had pretty like decent usage in like Purely formats and formats where like field spell that do not activate on summon, you know, are viable also like when Adventure Engine is there. But I don't think in this format it's gonna be very good. I really don't think in this format like Ghost Ogre has any use. Honestly, I don't think it can make a cut. You can play it in punk decks, but I think it's like it's here like with Ghost Bell. I think it's the worst of like viable hand traps. The worst of viable hand traps. On the other hand, we have Effect Veiler. Pretty good card. Pretty good card. Still, even in this format, it's like amazing. It's amazing to stop Purely, like from adding My Friend. It's amazing from Veilering Kashtira Unicorn. I guess Matmec, I guess it's not that great. Because like they can wait for end phase to Foolish with Terra Hearts, they can Foolish in draw phase, and this card really falls to that. Because like it can only be activated during the main phase, because Veiler is a very old card. In this format, I'm gonna put it like right beside Nibiru. I think I would even say that it's slightly better than Nibiru this format, simply because you wanna run multiples of it. But yeah, like if your deck can fit it, it's pretty good. It's also level 1 tuner if you're playing Synchro strategy. Like it can make you Synchro 8 plays if you play like Sorcerer, if you decide to go for that, even though Sorcerer is not very good deck this format, like at all. But I think it's like pretty decent hand trap. Now talking about DD Crow, I'm gonna put DD Crow even slightly. I'm gonna be bold and put it slightly ahead of Effect Veiler here, even. DD Crow is like, I'm gonna say better Ghost Bell, like in that manner. You can always DD Crow, you can DD Crow whatever you want, and it's just pretty good. Especially like in Mat versus Matmec versus D-Link, which are in my opinion like the best decks. It can also banish Labyrinth cards. It can banish furniture. It can banish like even big welcomes if you need it. It can stop Pure Lily from like special summoning. It can stop a Plump from attaching from graveyard. It's very versatile. It works because like now I think we are significantly more in graveyard meta than we were like in the previous format, where it was just like Purely and like not other decks could like really take spotlight from Purely. And what else is good when you have a format like this that are graveyard heavy? Obviously, Shifter. If you decide to play Kashtira, if you decide to play Flu, if you decide to play Exorcister, any deck that can like that doesn't care about graveyard, you can obviously run Shifter, and you should like run it at maximum copies, which is 2 in Master Duel right now. And I think it's gonna be pretty good in DC Cup as well, because like I expect many people to be on Matmec, I expect many people to be on D-Link, I expect many people to be on Labyrinth, and I expect many people to be on Purely. Now against the Labyrinth, it's not the best, but like Labyrinth needs its graveyard. They cannot activate furniture, and if they want, they have to commit early into big welcome. If they like want to chain furniture to Shifter, then you have like time to pop it or to banish it or whatever, like to remove it from field. So I think it's pretty good. I think it's actually like actually pretty good, this format, which like couldn't be said earlier. And even I forgot, Vanquish Soul is a like a really big part of this format, and if you're gonna play Vanquish Soul, you should include Shifter. I think 100%. 100% if you can find space for Shifter. It's dark, it's good in your opening hand. However, in grind games, it's a brick, like which... but I guess even if you draw Veiler late in the game, it can be a brick. Even if you draw Nib late into game, it can be brick. So I wouldn't really like take that like as a that much of a minus, really. On the opposite side of Shifter stands Chaos Hunter. I'm gonna put it here. I think this is a meme. This card is not good. I don't think this card will like ever see competitive play. It's like that much of competitive play as Shifter does, because it's very specific. It works in very specific metas. But you also have like, as I said, Kashtira, Copium Rising. So if you like one spicy tech, if you find yourself encountering a bunch of Kashtira, you can always like tech in Chaos Hunter. It's only SR. So I think it's gonna be pretty good. Spooky Dogwood, I'm not even gonna comment on this. It's horrible. This hand trap is a meme, straight up. If you're not playing deck that specifically wants you to gain life points, it's very bad. Another extremely powerful hand trap. I'm gonna put it even over Shifter. It's Droll. I think I'm gonna put it even over Ash. Because I think this is pretty much Droll format. And whenever you have Droll format, you know things aren't well. Because this card is very toxic. And this card is like blowout hand trap. Just like Nibiru, just like Shifter. But I think it stops your opponent from playing almost completely, especially like if they're on D-Link or stuff like that. It can even mess with Matmech if they don't have enough extenders to go into Terahertz, to Foolish, to Matmech names, or if you draw them before they add Super Factorial to hand. Like they go Silent Mining, add Circular, you immediately drop Droll, and if they didn't hard open Super Factorial, they will have like a little to no disruption except hand traps that they open. Great against Purely. Very bad against Labyrinth. That's the only minus for this card. Like if you're facing a lot of Lab, you don't wanna run this. It's not good. Labyrinth does not care about that. But yeah, I think Droll is pretty powerful right under Maxi. Even though they are like complete opposites of in terms of what they do. You know, one is drawing you cards, one is stopping your opponent from adding cards to hand. So yeah, Droll, I think Konami made a mistake. I mean, mistake on their end, because Droll is not UR. Droll being SR is just ridiculous. Hand trap is amazing. Which leads us to Gamma. Again, very specific hand trap. You either wanna run this if you can, like, if you play Synchroids or some light or dark decks, you can even like tech it in, but I don't think it's worth tech it in if you don't have any other payoffs. But D-Link being most popular deck, I'm gonna put Gamma slightly under Veiler here, because like Gamma in D-Link with Red Eyes new support that can like Foolish Driver to special summon itself. It's pretty good. It's pretty good in that. It's pretty good in Labyrinth, because you can always pitch Driver, pitch Gamma if you brick on them. You can take this in Purely if you wanna play Omega. You can take this in Kashtira if you wanna play Omega, but it's very situational. Very situational. But yeah, if your deck can run Gamma, you should definitely run like Gamma, but like this is more like of a priority like hand trap tier list. So you wanna run Ash, obviously. You wanna run Droll, obviously, if you can, and then like that's what, 6 hand traps. If your deck can play Shifter, that's 8 hand traps. You know, and you usually have space for like 10 to 15 hand traps depending on your deck. So like then you wanna either play Crow, Veiler. Also, like I didn't include Bestials as hand traps on this tier list, because like Bestials, I don't think you run them in decks that like do not play Bestials. You know, not Dragon Link and stuff like that. Maybe you can run them in Vanquish Soul. They're okay. But I think like I think they do not they technically qualify as hand traps, but they are more like engine nowadays that they are used as hand traps. Now, this card is amazing, especially with OCG rules. This card, I'm gonna put it slightly under Veiler, even though it might be better. Like, there is a battle between these two cards. They do effectively the same thing, but I think this card is very good in going second, like Kashtira, in like Apex is decks, and they're like decks that can utilize Shifter. If you play Shifter, you don't want your Veiler to conflict with Shifter, so you just play this instead. It does the same thing. It also burns your opponent if it comes to that. But yeah, it's like everything I said about Veiler stands for this card, except you can activate it in draw phase, in end phase. You can activate it whatever. The only like technicality is that you have to activate it on summon of a monster, which is like I guess technically a minus, which is why it's slightly under Veiler, because you cannot use it whatever. But I think that card is pretty good. This card is a meme nowadays. It's I'm not even gonna comment it on this. Like what's the name, Cherry something, I cannot remember, but it's a meme. It was maybe a thing in tier format to banish opponent's Kit Kalos, I guess, but it doesn't really have many uses. Imperm, very good. I'm gonna put it over Veil. I might even put it here, simply because you can use it even on your own turn to negate stuff. You know, if they like end on a negate, you can just do it. I'm gonna put it slightly under Shifter, even though it's like less situational. But I think you should prioritize like Imperm over Shifter if you can run both, you know, and if you don't have space. But I think Imperm is pretty good. I think personally Imperm is pretty good. As like this format, you can stop a bunch of stuff. You can stop Purely, you can stop again Romulus in dealing, for example. You can stop Chaos Rulers. You can, you know, it's only like not that great against tier, but you know, it is what it is. Or against Purely when they have Stray Street up, you know. But that also goes for Veiler, that also goes for every hand trap that kind of targets. These other hand traps are not like relevant in any ways. I'm gonna just briefly go over a few of them. I'm not even gonna tier them. They would all be like bottom tier. Lancia, again, if Kashtira Copium rises even more, it's good. This is good in fairy decks, but no, it's not even playing tier because like every Miller. Wait, I can't remember if Millers are banned in Master. I think they're both banned now. But yeah, this card is not very good. Also for like these cards, they're all memes and situational. So yeah, that's gonna be it for this hand trap tier list. I hope you enjoyed. I just threw a bunch of information at you. You can catch me live every day at Twitch TV/MordredYGO. I'm streaming every day. We are playing betas. I'm gonna stream Duelist Cup, obviously. Last time I picked rank 69. And yeah, that's gonna be it for this video. Make sure to subscribe. Make sure to follow the Twitch channel. And that's it. Thank you guys, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.